changes soon. Can't get a doobie on a plane, but there's Uzis in our schools. Every dude who touched a boob or a booty getting me too. What you expect from the kids who went to Hooters after school? We're all triggered and defensive. We're all racist and we're sexist. We all grew up watching South Park. How are we offended? Now being fat is beautiful? Name a thing that you can't do. Jumping jacks, run a mile, live past 42. Man, it used to be cool to just flip a bird to the system, and now it's trendy to be triggered and pretend you're a victim. It's my race, it's my weight, it's because I'm a Christian. I hate the internet and anyone who has an opinion. And everybody angry if you say white. Okay, fine. Pass me the brush and I'll paint my face to the shades right. Let's talk about abortion. Sorry, tell me how this works. Bacteria is life on Mars, but a heartbeat isn't life on Earth? Weird. Y'all so stupid. Why are y'all so stupid? Get better problems, I swear to God that y'all want them. Y'all so dumb. People so stupid. People so dumb. People so boo-hoo. Wah, wah, wah. Get better issues, we're gonna run out of tissues. It's so dumb. I'm a hater cause I can't relate to gay pride. Call me homophobic because I don't want to date guys. K-tight. I for one am not surprised the world declined along the way. Give trophies to children for losing just cause they decide to play. We exercise our right to vote and hate the politicians. Ay, this is a democracy, it's partly your decision. Ay, this is weird, feels like this a different year. If I identify as a female, then when my balls and penis disappear. Children want a gender switch and hating men is feminist. Depression and anxiety are trendy, we're too sensitive. Invented 80 genders, mad the world is not accepting it. Then gave them more attention than normal women and men can get. What a contradiction, being human is so tragic. Focus on minorities, ignoring all the masses. Hallelujah, everyone. Activism saved the planet. No more plastic straws and paper, just paper straws wrapped in plastic. Congratulations. Y'all so stupid. Why are y'all so stupid? Get better problems, I swear to God that y'all want them. Y'all so dumb. People so stupid. People so dumb. People so boo-hoo. Wah, wah, wah. Get better issues, we're gonna run out of tissues. It's so dumb. Look, I get it, it's like the world is going crazy. Seems like a school shooting happens almost daily. The racism, rape culture, hatred that we're facing is way too ingrained for our hashtags to change it. We've become so lazy and complacent, afraid of our generation. We think activism's Instagramming memes and complaining. It's a problem when there's actually actions you could be taking, but you're triggered so you just cry like a baby. Y'all so stupid. Why are y'all so stupid? Get better problems, I swear to God that y'all want them. Y'all so dumb. People so stupid. People so dumb. People so boo-hoo. Wah, wah, wah. Get better issues, we're gonna run out of tissues. It's so dumb.
We out?
We is on.
We motherfucking on. What up, what up, what up, everybody? It's your boy Marco from Upside Down Studios. It is What the Fuck Wednesday. I'm here with Greg, and the lovely kitty cat is just bopping in and out. And I guess the new guest host that we're going to have, the ghost host with the most. Apparently, Greg and I done conjured something up here last night, and it was rubbing on Greg. He tried to just say pulled on a wire, but I think it was tugging on something else.
No, that motherfucker tugged on that wire, on my charger wire at least 6 fucking times.
It was tugging on his boy,
yeah.
and he was about to come and realize, wait a minute, Kathy's not down here. Oh shit! So before we start out, we got shout out to all our new listeners, all our new followers, all the new people. I see them likes every day. We get 3, 4 likes, 5 likes, even more. So that's love. Thank you for checking us out. Much love to all our haters too. You know I love them. You know, the haters make me famous. Shout out to the Eargasm guys. Shout out to Don Cody. Shout out to the Little Yellow Bus. Shout out to DC Media. We got. Did that bike run go already?
No, that's the 26th.
We're gonna have to give a shout out. We'll read off that flyer for the bike run too coming up. Check that shit out. What else are we missing? Shout out to just everybody. Check out our fucking Upside Down Studios page, and you know it'll link you to wherever we linked up to.
Yep.
Huh. So, we'll touch on. You know, I guess. I kind of want to expound upon it anyways. I'm glad the guys on the other show, I guess, started it off a little bit. Did you see the UFO, the big UFO sighting from New Jersey?
You mean the Goodyear blimp?
Nah, it's not the Goodyear blimp.
You
Now, there was a news thing that said it would, well, it wasn't even like a real news thing. It was like kind of like one of them side network, whatever the hell's, that said it was the Goodyear blimp. But then if you do a side-by-side, that don't look like the Goodyear blimp. Now, maybe if they would have said just maybe a just whatever blimp or whatever, then okay, that could have been, maybe a Macy's fucking balloon got away or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But they made it a point to say it was the Goodyear blimp. So here's the problem with that. First of all, the Goodyear blimp flies high enough for people to see that $1 million fucking giant screen on the side of it at all times. First thing. So nobody saw that shit. It was not, and now it went from, like, there's video from people all over New Jersey. Like, I guess they're all Puerto Rican, because they're all speaking Spanish. Like all of them. One of them, like, talking like he's a Mexican, but like the not quite Mexican. Like, when I do it, like look at that, man! The aliens are coming, man! And then you got the little girls, hey, bro, I told you, man, I told you, bro. And she's talking to another girl. I'm like, dude. You can say chica, something like that, some shit, So anyways, I was gonna write it off as a blimp at first, and then, like I said, not only would it, it would have been flying to the height that somebody would have fucking seen something on there, but FAA at first came out and said there was no blimps around. So that was the first thing. Second thing, we have all of us, seen blimps, especially the Goodyear blimp. From the time we were kids till now, that fucker floats all over the place. You've seen it quite a few times, haven't you, Greg?
Yeah, I mean, there is more than one. But
yeah, but I'm just saying, we all know what a fucking blimp is.
Yep.
We all fucking know. So, I mean, just think about that. So now we got a whole population. This wasn't just, a couple people in New Jersey. This was New Jersey. You got old ladies, old Spanish ladies talking shit. You got cholos out there talking shit. You got little ghetto girls out there talking. They all talking about. I mean, I don't know, man. What you gonna tell me? All them folks in all them different age ranges never not once saw no blimp.
Yeah, well.
Not once. And then, I didn't really get this point through. Another question that they brought up was, why would, if aliens were to come here, they would be far more advanced than us, and, they wouldn't want to communicate with us, or they wouldn't want to be whatever, they'd be superior, this and that. And I can't buy that. I can't buy that at all. The fucking a cow looks technologically advanced to a grasshopper. You know what I'm saying? But they're still below everything else. They still coexist in the same environment. People, like, humans have come across, a lot of discoveries by accident. No matter how dumb the person was, they came across, it didn't take, they just happened to stumble upon it. Fuck, the Homer Simpson came up with the Higgs boson equation before CERN did. And that's kind of crazy, because, the Simpsons, most Simpsons writers are physicists and shit like that. But they did an episode where Homer wrote out the the problem for the Higgs boson, which is supposed to be the God particle, and so I honestly think that, okay, well, maybe if there is an alien race that figured out how to, light speed or anti-gravity or whatever, okay, so what if they just happen to stumble upon that shit? Contrary to what people want to believe, we've had anti-gravity technology since way back, like before the First World War. There was a German guy, and I can't find the footage, but I seen it a while ago. It was like one of those, it felt like one of those real, like, old school movie, like you had to turn the thing, crank by hand to watch the movie, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it was of a guy, it was this German doctor, who made kind of like, it was almost like the Marty McFly fucking skateboard,
mm-hmm.
but he had like, it was like, I don't know, he had a front to it. Like, not so much handlebars, it just had like a front part to it that came up, like almost like a leg shield, but that came up to like maybe waist height.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm assuming his controls were up there. But he was just zooming at the top, they showed that he was above pine trees, just flying along, zooming across. No fucking jets, no fans, no nothing like that. So, I mean, and not only that, but I could have swore, and this memory sticks pretty well in my head because I remember being heartbroken as a kid hearing this. When the Back to the Future show came out, the one where he went to the future and they showed them skateboards, those skateboards are real. Like, not the one with the jets on it and stuff, that was all CG, whatever, back then. But, like, the anti-gravity skateboards, they were real, and they were banned by Parents Board. They were not allowed to be sold in the U.S. And like, I don't understand how anybody doesn't remember that shit. Like, not at all. And I mean, like, there's now, if you look up like different physicists lectures and stuff, they figured out anti-gravity, and it's not that fucking hard. It has to do with they use dry ice, so I'm thinking dry ice is hydrogen, right?
I'm not sure.
Hydrogen? No, liquid nitrogen. It's nitrogen. Right. They use liquid nitrogen, and I think they put like a magnet in liquid nitrogen, and it fucking just, they had this track that it would follow, but it was hovering, and it was not on the fucking, there wasn't like, they had two magnets like they do the roller coasters and shit. Mm-hmm. This was one fucking magnet, and they fucking and they froze that shit, and that bitch was floating and spinning around, and not spinning around like as in just spinning in a spot. Like, it was going, like, they set up a little track like dominoes, and it was just all around until it like cooled down or warmed up or whatever. So anti-gravity's real, and there's quite a few old documentaries and shit of like scientists from Switzerland, scientists from Germany, all in Europe and shit, that did documentaries on these shits, and how it works and the theory, and they levitate shit. Mm-hmm. There was a dude supposedly in was it California maybe? I want to say he built this fucking like just outlandishly extravagant, like it's primitive but not house type deal, like almost like an Egyptian would have built it or something like that, you know what I'm saying? Like kind of like that old Egyptian style on his whole land, like it was just like this. And he didn't use any kind of bulldozers, he didn't use any kind of cranes, nothing like that. He claimed that he figured out how to levitate these blocks like the Egyptians did. It wasn't any kind of alien shit. It was used with frequency, like sound frequencies. And he had this weird, like, kind of horn or whatever the fuck that he used to just play. And he claims that that's how he built his fucking house. I mean, and that was, I think, back in the 60s, 70s, something like that. I mean, he's dead now, but fuck, I mean, you know, they said that he had some kind of, the horn or wand or whatever that he had looked like an ice cream cone.
Huh.
They said it was shaped like an ice cream cone or a microphone type deal. And he said he just, you know, they played some kind of sounds and shit was just moving.
Huh.
So, I mean, that, you know, everything is like Ricky hit me to that shit. They go, everything is vibrations. Like, so, all that shit, you know, that just because they figured out how they happen to stumble upon light speed, don't mean they're the smartest motherfuckers in the world. How many of them bitches died smacking into a comet when they found light speed? You know what I'm saying?
Yup.
How many of them motherfuckers, you know, figured out that light speed, you gotta have some kind of gravity fucking regulator, or, you know, you're gonna fucking turn into goo on the back of that fucking jet or spaceship, whatever the fuck. You know, G-force is a real thing, and I don't give a fuck what species you are. You could be alien, you could be amoeba, you could be, you know, American, you could be a dog, a cat, a monkey, you could be a cockroach. Now, nuclear weapons don't kill a cockroach, but I bet you 10, 15 G's will kill that motherfucker quick. You look like a Jackson Pollock painting on the back of the goddamn spaceship. God. But, so yeah, I mean, I believe there are some more advanced, you know, maybe aliens out there or whatever, but they ain't all more advanced than us. I mean, you know, look at a lot of them, they're so advanced, how are we shooting them the fuck down? Or why are they crashing? How can, hey, sir, how come you can get your spaceship from 3 fucking light years away to Earth, but you can't get it from the sky to the ground without crashing? You ever hear of the theory of the whole Roswell crashes? That, you know, they didn't crash, they actually got shot down?
No, I don't think I have.
Supposedly, Nikola Tesla figured out the whole radar thing. I don't know how true that is, but, you know, from this documentary I watched on Tesla, they're saying he either invented the radar system or something about it or whatever. But in inventing it, they figured out that they could harness the radar rays and use it as a weapon. So we knew that we had aliens coming, you know, spaceships all through our atmosphere and shit. I mean, before Roswell, I think it was a year or two before that, there was a dude that just, you know, he was just flying his plane and he saw like 5, 6 of them in a formation. And that's, I believe, he coined the phrase flying saucer. But, so anyways, the story goes that these fucking, there were 2 spaceships, and they came into our air, whatever the fuck, you know, they call it, you know, our airspace or whatever, and we hit them with that fucking radar gun and blew them out the fucking sky. So, and that's supposedly why Tesla was killed. Because they wanted to he didn't want his shit used as a weapon. And he made do you know that, like, and I don't understand why they ain't using it. I mean, I could see, like, good and bad in it, but I'm sure by now we could tweak it for it to be efficient. But you know, Tesla figured out a way to give the world free energy? Yeah, it was, and he said, like, you know, in figuring, like, he started off with one thing, and it's kind of like me, you know, when I started off looking into one documentary, and then fucking 3 hours later, I'm down a totally different rabbit hole. Like, he created this, it was kind of like an antenna that was able to draw in energy from our magnetosphere, or just the Earth, our surroundings, and broadcast it to another like tower type deal. Pretty much like these fucking our cell phone towers. And all your house would need is an antenna on the top of it, and it would be able to draw in free energy. You could, your lights, your fucking whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Now, apparently, and now this is where it goes into the kind of Illuminati shit too. A lot of like the Rothschilds maybe, and I think it's the Rockefellers maybe. One of them big name people, families were backing Tesla for the longest time. And then all of a sudden, they were like, no. And they totally took his funding away. And not only that, but who was it? I think Thomas Bell, Edison. Edison stole his fucking idea and bankrupted him. But, yeah, it totally played in with the DC. Edison came up with AC, but DC current was a lot better. But Edison went out and did a whole smear campaign and, pretty much fucked Tesla. But anyways, so Tesla tried to, build the antenna and shit, but he just ran out of money and finally he just sold the place. But his antenna is still up. You tell me why we ain't finishing that. Where's AOC on that shit? Where's Bernie Sanders on that shit? Y'all want free energy? Y'all want free this and that, clean, this and that? Apparently, Tesla figured it out, so I'm sure Musk could figure it out. Hawking could figure it out. Gates could figure that shit out. That's like a better than 0 point energy. Cold fusion. That's some shit right there. And then in that whole process too, supposedly Tesla figured out, like, I think not only a time machine, but kind of like a teleporter type deal. He said that because he had this room, like his lab. Like, I always thought the pictures were like just made up pictures. Like, he used to sit in a fucking room covered in lightning bolts. Like, he had these big fucking things on the sides, and there was just energy flowing all, like, looked like a force field around him. And somehow in that field, they're making that field, he said that in, like the way it crossed and shit, like, literally, it looked like maybe a spider web type force field. There's holes in it, but they intersect and shit. If you would look through some of the holes, it was, like, random, you could see the future, the past, whatever. And then he said that he was doing an experiment one time, and he kind of like blinked, and he was in a restaurant 2 miles down the road, and it was like a few hours later or some shit like that. And he said that, like, he did that shit. Like, he did some tweaking of his field there that teleported his ass down the way. He had no memory of it or whatever. I don't know if he was looking, like, trying to find, the time the time windows or whatever. But he done fell into a fucking time slip and slide, took his ass down the road. Yeah, he said he did it a few times. He was, like, totally discombobulated. Like, he didn't know, he wasn't trying to do that shit. And that kind of goes into the whole, stumbling upon shit.
Yep.
Who's to say an alien didn't do some shit like that? Stuck his finger in an alien light socket and boom, they're over in Earth. Like, whoa!
Like, what the fuck?
Came over here, stick his finger, we go back. Okay, guys, if you stick your finger in a light socket, you end up in a different fucking planet. So how many fucking aliens stuck they're sticking their dick in the light socket, they're sticking their... What if I stick my balls in the microwave? Necessity is not the mother of invention. Laziness is the mother of invention.
Yeah, very true.
You know, people have made the most primitive shit to survive. People have made the most technological advanced shit because they're fucking lazy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, why did we build a car? Because we was too lazy to fucking walk. Why did we ride horses? Because we was too lazy to fucking walk. Why are there wheelchairs? Because nobody wants to carry a paraplegic like a fucking Wookiee with a goddamn android on his back.
That's fucked up.
Fucking rolling down the street with Grandma Yoda on your back. What the fuck? Yeah. So yeah, I mean, and just what the fuck else was out? Another documentary I was watching. How the U.S. just accidentally stumbled upon time travel and teleportation type shit, and it was almost in the same, thing. There was an old guy, and he met up. I'm trying to think if it was like one of them Jesse Ventura things, but the old dude said that he lived in this one particular house 3 different times in 3 different eras. And the dude was like, well, what do you mean? And I guess the dude said he lived there in the 40s, he lived there in the 80s, and then he lived there in like the 60s, I think. And first of all, that's kind of a weird jump.
A little bit.
Maybe he got to the 80s, it was like, man, nah, I went a little bit too far. Had to kick it back some. It was like, I want summer of love, not the summer of fucking dope. But yeah, so like, the only way he could prove anything, like he went to the house with the interviewer, and like the lady's looking at this old dude like, this dude got dementia or something? And he told the lady to go back into a certain room and peel back there's wood panels on the floor. Like, I guess I don't know how to name my house. There's, I guess, wood panels on the floor in one of the back rooms. And he was like, and go grab my notebook out of there. And the fucking lady went in the house and came back with this old, dirty, dusty fucking book. I was like, what? Wait a minute.
Something ain't right.
But yeah, I mean, even the lady was all fucking whacked out and shit. And she was like, how'd you know this? How'd you know this is, I've lived here for 20 years. Shit like that. I was like, this some good ass acting right here.
Yeah.
What's going on? But apparently, according to the old man, the military was trying to figure out how to do the teleportation thing. It had nothing to do with time traveling. And they were able to open up wormholes or whatever, but they weren't big enough for an adult to go through. So they had to use kids. But they had no clue where the kids would end up. So how you like that? How many fucking kids did we lose in that experiment?
Yeah.
They'll shoot the kids through the wormholes, but they don't know where if the kids ended up on a different planet, in a different dimension. Luckily, they ended up here on Earth, like in America, but like fucking states and states away. Like, I guess the one experiment was like in Arizona, and one of the kids fucking ended up in Utah or Kansas or some shit like that. And the only way, they had to find kids that were young enough to go through the wormhole, but smart enough intellectually to be, go and be like, hey, I need a phone, or somebody send a telegraph, to this place. Because they had to go through naked too. So I mean, you can't even bring a note with you. Find my daddy. And then somehow with that, they came up with the whole time traveling thing supposedly. But you ever hear of what the fuck was it? The boat that the Americans made disappear, and when they brought it back, it had the people all fuckered up on it, and like every once in a while the boat still like reappears. That's like some real deal shit. What the fuck is the name of it? I'm gonna have to look that up when we go to break. But anyways, the government was trying to experiment on teleportation and shit. You know, this was way after the fucking whole kid thing. And it was the Navy. And they wanted to fucking see if they could teleport this fucking big fucking naval ship to some fucking where. And yeah, they made this bitch disappear. And when it reappeared, it was like a horror movie. Like, do you remember that? I think it was the first Wishmaster, where people were embedded into the walls and shit like that, and like still screaming like,
yeah,
that's what the fuck happened. People were in the fucking wall, like almost like The Fly. You know when The Fly fucking it got intermixed with the shit that was inside the thing. So apparently, teleportation is a one-person ride. You know, and if I was you, I'd go in booty asshole naked because I don't want a Kit Kat bar becoming a permanent part of my dick.
Right.
You know, can you imagine having change in your pockets and all of a sudden your nipples are fucking quarters?
Never broke.
Or even like, just having something dumb in your hand, forgetting, and then or whatever, and it melding into your heart, or your fucking, we'll look at worst case scenario. What if you have a fucking pocket watch in your colon? And that's intermixed. It ain't just chilling there where you can shit it out.
Yep.
Part of your, when that thing turns fucking 12, it's time to go.
Yep.
Yeah, so, wow, we went a long way from the blimp and the spaceship.
Well, you sure did.
Well, I mean, and it all goes back to Tesla, though, because Tesla also claimed that he could talk to aliens, I guess. He found a vibrational way of communicating with some kind of entity or alien, which that I don't know about that right there. If that I mean, maybe we can get there and then we speak on it. But I can get to your house quicker than you gonna hear me yell from my front yard, Greg.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know about that. There's a lot of people who claim they could do that. Hell, there's a whole town in California that think they could do it. You ever hear them folks from Mount Shasta?
No,
Mount Shasta is a big fucking mountain in California. It's fucking gorgeous. Gorgeous. But there is so much shit that goes on around that mountain, man. Like, there are rumors for everything. Well, there's been sightings of Sasquatches out there. There's been all kind of UFO sightings. There's supposedly, some people say there's a military base in one of the fucking, in the mountains some fucking where. There's also, if you look into the, I guess the mythology or legend of Talos, there are alien type beings that been living on Earth forever, but they, are in Mount Shasta and below it. Some people say it's got some kind of mystical shit going on up there, like magical or whatever. The people at the bottom of the mountain, there's a beautiful town. I mean, it's small, but I mean, beautiful. Little hippie town, too. You would think, it would be like, I'm sure they got big money, but it looks like it should be like a Martha's Vineyard type deal, like, big presidential people or whatever. But it's just, a hippie type town. And everybody swears up and down that they could talk to the people in the mountains. They could, they could communicate through, their thinking, whatever, telepathy with these things in the mountains and shit. And, there's one place that's near there. I believe, was it? Yeah, it's near there. It's another mountain range that supposedly these people could call spaceships and the spaceships just show up. And then they start blinking when the people start asking questions and shit. I don't know what kind of fucking witchcraft that shit is. Because, unless, you know, one of these aliens played butt darts with you and left something there where they could communicate with you, which I'm not down, that might have happened. I don't see, you know, E.T. calling you up and just say, what you doing, man? Hey, you see that? You see that Sons of Anarchy?
Oh.
Yeah, I know it's old, but we behind a little bit. Y'all motherfuckers think we watching the Jeffersons. You know, we like Hulu. We only a season behind. Oh, shit. All right, with that, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back at 10. And I'm going to figure out what the fuck that boat was.
Figure out what that boat was.
The boat where the people got mushed into the walls and shit.
Yeah, alright. Alright. See you in a minute.
DJ, can you please turn up the bass? Mr. DJ, can you please turn up the bass? Mr. DJ, can you please turn up the bass? Bass, 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 bass. Mr. DJ, can you please turn up the bass? Mr. DJ, can you please turn up the bass? Mr. DJ, can you please turn up the bass? Bass, 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 bass. Mr. DJ, turn up the bass, turn up the bass, turn up the bass, turn up the bass, turn up the bass. Everybody in the club ready for the turn up. Everybody in the club ready for the turn up. Everybody in the club ready for the turn up. Everybody in the club ready for the turn up. Bass, 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 bass.
Go, go, turn up, go, 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 turn up, go, 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 turn up, go.
Mr. DJ, can you please turn up the bass? Mr. DJ, can you please turn up the bass? Mr. DJ, can you please turn up the bass? Bass, 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 bass. Mr. DJ, bass, turn up the 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 bass. Everybody in the club ready for the turn up. Everybody in the club ready for the turn up. Everybody in the club ready for the turn up. Everybody. Everybody in the club ready for the turn up. Everybody in the club ready for the turn up. Everybody in the club ready for the turn up. Everybody in the club ready for the turn up. Bass, 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 bass.
Go, go, turn up, go, 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 turn up, go, 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 turn up, go.
Mr. DJ, can you please turn up the bass? Mr. DJ, can you please turn up the Mr. DJ, can you please turn up the bass, 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 bass. Turn up the bass, 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 turn up the bass. Everybody in the club ready for the turn up.
back on?
Yep.
We is back on. See, dude, I fucking hate this fucking... trying to do this green screen fucking thing. And I don't ever want to fucking go right, man. Oh. So... have you, watched any or heard anything about that Netflix show, Cuties?
I haven't watched it. I've heard about it.
Just from what you heard, what are your thoughts on it?
Well, from what I heard, it's pretty fucking disturbing, if you ask me. But again, you know, from my understanding, there's just at its least there's little girls twerking and doing all kinds of goofy fucking shit that women don't even, you know. Yeah, no, to me it doesn't sound like it's cool, and it's not even something, not even charity, even watch. You know what I mean?
Well, I watched. I don't even know it wasn't that long. I couldn't watch too much more. There's a kind of like a running debate on the other show on how this is just, you know, the mainstream, and this is, again, you know, this has been going on forever, and, you know, now just all of a sudden it's an issue. And look, when we were growing up, it was going too far when they had these kids dressing up like Tammy Faye Baker. You know, they didn't have these girls twerking. They were out there singing country music songs, all fucking pancaked up with goddamn makeup. Which was not cool either.
Exactly.
You know, and just like the post I put out earlier today, I don't understand, you know, if you people are out here bitching about a fucking teenage boy fucking killing 2 pedophiles, and you're not bitching about an 11-year-old talking about sucking dick, and an 11-year-old doing lap dances like a fucking stripper to get a cell phone, while the grown-ass man has got wood, fuck you, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
You're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's... We're just different people. I guess we're just different people. I won't know. I just...
Wow.
I just don't... You know, and I'm not gonna bullshit. You know, I'm into like the Asian porn where the chicks look young or they're wearing the little schoolgirl outfits, but you know, if you look like you're younger than one of my kids, or you look like one of my kids, dude, man, like, perfect example of this. What I'm talking about right now. You know, my son works at a strip club.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a pretty much, if you want to call it a local strip club. There's a lot of girls that grew up with my son in that strip club.
Mm-hmm.
I went up into the strip club, and I'm like, oh my god,
mm-hmm.
something's gonna go to prison, you know, because that's still in my mind. These girls are the little girls, you know, and no, they might still be the same height, but they out there twerking on a goddamn pole with the titties out.
Yep.
So, I mean,
somebody going to jail.
Yeah.
That was good.
So, I mean, I don't know, man. I just, I especially like, you know, and now I've seen girls, you know, that were like 16 that looked like they was grown ass women and shit like that. No, we're not talking about that.
Yeah.
We're not talking about that. I'm talking about go take your ass upstairs in your house right now and go look at your precious little 11-year-old baby girl laying there with her teddy bears and shit, and her, you know, My Little Ponies. Now, imagine that she just took off her stripper gear and got done polishing the pole that's in the corner because she's practicing for tomorrow's fucking tournament or whatever. Not a good fucking feeling, is it? Even Chris Rock, he had a famous saying back in the day. As a father, my only job to my daughter is to keep her off the pole.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's it. As long as you keep your little girl off the pole, you can work anything else out.
Basically, yeah.
And these fucking people are putting the pole between the girl's legs. Literally. In all ways. In all ways. You know, the most disgusting way that sounds, yep, that way too.
Yep.
But yeah, I got, people out here saying, no, this is the norm these days, and this is the... No, you guys are making it the norm!
Yeah.
And this is very weird, because I thought it was kind of odd when the meme came out. It was true. When that Jelaine, whoever lady, Epstein's old lady, when she got fucking thrown in jail, oh, magically, we got fucking kids being found everywhere. We got pedophile rings being busted every fucking where. Magically.
Mm-hmm.
But also at the same time, we got the higher ups trying to pass laws to make the whole pedophilia shit and all that shit, okay. Something ain't clicking there.
Mm-hmm.
Something, there's just no light bulb flicking on, there's no,
Nothing.
I ain't, that type of a religious person, but y'all motherfuckers say, God, give me a sign. The fucker's putting a goddamn LED billboard in front of you. What the fuck else do you need to see?
Right.
Oh my God. And then, the pedophile law, people are fucking defending it. No, it's not a pedophile law. No, it's for gay kids, so, the gay boyfriend that, can still fuck his 1 year younger fucking boyfriend in the butt. And, yeah, you know what? That may be a perk for you.
Yeah.
But the whole, 12 or 14 years? How many? No, it was 10 years. Was it a 10-year gap? No, it was 24. A 24-year-old dude could fuck a 12-year-old or a 14-year-old,
yeah,
and it'd be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're gonna overlook that so you can play butt darts there, kid. Right? We're gonna totally overlook that. We're gonna totally overlook. I think it's got to be 13 though. I think 13 is their consent there. 12 or 13. Yeah. Start sucking dick. You want to be gay? Start sucking cock. Find you a boyfriend your age.
Oh boy.
These fucking people don't look at the ramifications of the shit they get past.
Yep.
They might throw in what you want here, but they're fucking you with everything else behind, in the small print. And nobody cares because, hey, I get to have my fucking ass plowed by my boyfriend now. Terrible.
Yep.
Fucking terrible. That's okay, America? That's alright? That's alright. That's what we're looking at right now.
Yep. I love it. Got to love it.
So, I was hoping we got to talk about this on the last show because I would love to argue this with the snowflakes.
Mm-hmm.
How you like that? It's the karma that's hitting the fucking West Coast.
What's going on now? Other than you talking about everything being on fire?
If it ain't on fire, it's got a hurricane in it.
Nope. Well.
Ah! Even God's saying you fucking idiots are idiots. The universe, Gaia, whoever. And then they try to blame that on Trump too and climate change.
Oh, Jesus.
When it was already, they got news reports, like local news reports, of people setting the woods on fire.
Wow.
Like, caught, matching hands. I mean, we gonna blame this man for everything?
Apparently.
But the president did what we was talking about earlier with Tesla and shit.
Hmm.
Supposedly our government took Tesla out, and because they wanted all his books and all his research and data and shit. Well, and this is verifiable. This is like the real part that kind of makes this kind of like whoa. The person, the FBI agent that was sent to clear out Tesla's office, lab, whatever the fuck, Donald Trump's uncle.
Ooh.
And supposedly, as the story goes, he pocketed quite a few of them manuscripts and manuals and all, data and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And showed up with like 2 or 3 books. Was like, this, there's nothing useful here. Nothing to see here.
Okay.
So now that goes into another conspiracy thing that is going around that Donald Trump actually became president and knows knows all this shit, and no matter what, that's the reason why he's blowing off a lot of what these people say and stuff, because he has whatever that time machine Tesla, or he at least his uncle had it, and he fucking figured out how to use it, or they showed him how to use it or whatever, and that's why his skin is so orange, and why he's slowly like it's fucking with him, because I guess you could only go through it so many times. I mean, and if you notice some of the dumb shit he says, like, and then you find out like 6 months later, as stupid as that sounded, fucker was right. Like, literally, when everybody was making that, and I totally would, this is the thing that got me. The whole UV light thing. When he was like, isn't there, and he said it just like this, isn't there a new UV light therapy where they're putting it in your arm or something like that? Dude, they fucking made fun of Trump like he was the biggest fucking idiot. It was around the whole, he's telling us to drink bleach type shit.
Yeah.
Oh, what did the Russians develop? A new UV therapy where it looks like an IV and it's shooting light in your arm. And now, everybody and their mama got these little UV lights that are nothing but dark light, black lights, that supposedly kills everything now. Wait a fucking minute! We have had black lights since the fucking 60s or even before that!
Shit, maybe that's why we're not so fucked up, because of the studio being all black lights for the first, fucking 2 years.
Dude, I've had black lights on and off forever!
Yeah.
I got black lights just chilling!
Yep. I imagine there's at least one down here. Yeah.
You're gonna tell me that all of a sudden, the same thing that picks out sperm in a hotel room sterilizes that sperm as you're picking it out?
Well, hot damn.
So now, not only do you gotta see this fucking Picasso of a fucking bedroom, but you have to see it so it's at least sterile.
Wow. Crazy.
And I know it's true because I got some. 30 seconds with this light. 30 seconds with this light is supposed to sterilize, it's supposed to kill everything. 100% of everything. So, you gonna tell me if a motherfucker got herpes and he's flaring, he can rub this light across him a few times and it's gonna kill it? That was it? That was it? You gonna tell me this fucking UV treatment, you shoot that shit through an AIDS patient's arm, it's gonna kill everything? AIDS gone?
I don't know, man.
Nobody, if you want to look at it, I mean, and it is a treatment, but nobody will give it any validity because, you know, Trump said something about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, who knows? The Russians could be curing all kind of shit over there. And they're like, y'all want to keep saying we're fucking with y'all? Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck your Facebook. Fuck your Facebook into Facebook. You know?
Fuck it right in the face.
In the face! Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
But it does, it blows my fucking mind. You know, and just you see more and more all these pictures and all these old videos of Trump kicking it with all the people who right now, and it was good to these fucking people. No matter how much of a shitty, unethical businessman he might have been, he took care of his people. And they all fucking turned their back on him. All of them. I think there's like a handful of people who still, you know, like the football player who's, he should have never been at the fucking RNC. I don't understand why Trump had him talking. What the fuck is wrong with you? You know, yeah, we know he's your boy, but you look like the token black guy there. Who was it, Herschel Walker? Or some shit like that? He was at the RNC?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, dumbass. Don't do that. But yeah, I just, you know, there's so many pictures of fucking Trump. Everybody wanted to be in Trump Palace back in the day. Everybody wanted to be in Trump Casino. Everybody, all the fucking fights back in the day. Oh, Trump shit. Everybody wanted to be Trump's friend. Everybody wanted to be in the Trump Tower. Pac was in one of Trump's fucking hotels before he got killed.
Mm-hmm.
He actually fought somebody in the foyer, whatever the fuck you want to call it, lobby. Supposedly that's what started the whole him getting shot that night. But I don't know about all that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a different conspiracy for a different day.
Yep.
Going back to that UFO that we started off with.
Yeah.
The one thing that made it really, really odd to me, like I said, I don't know if I said it earlier or not, about 9 years ago, around the same time, within a week, UFO sightings all over, same fucking area. And I just happened to fucking fall on that one, looking for this one, the one that just happened. Wait a minute. But what I'm not finding, I know I've seen, it was a while ago, because I think I was doing research on HRC, and I just happened to come across it. Supposedly, back in the Clinton era, one of the space shuttles came back with some kind of living something. Now, this wasn't the one that was on the outside that they brought back to whatever organism, because some people are saying that it was some kind of seaweed or something happened to just get on there when it was going over one of the lakes or whatever, an entry or some shit they gave up. You know, no, this was some kind of living organism. Like, it was something. And it was a big, you know, it was a big enough ordeal that Bill Clinton actually did a press conference. It was like, we're looking into what it's going to, you know, what it is, or if it's intelligent or whatever, you know, shit like that. I cannot find that motherfucking video anymore for shit. For shit. Just like, oddly enough, I can't find the Joe Biden fucking video where he's calling, where he's saying nigger and fucking telling the Indian people that he could take care of their land better. That magically disappeared offline. Wonder why. Wonder why. And then, you know, the one thing I do love, I fucking love, and I mean, like people, a lot of people say I sound like Alex Jones, and you know, this and that and all this. I take that as a compliment. Because, I mean, Alex Jones is very flamboyant and very out there, but there's a very, very good chunk of what he's saying that is absolutely the truth.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everything. I mean, but I have not found yet something that he said. Now, he says it off the wall. You know, he says it, you know, and you can't blame him because, yeah, you may think he's fucking crazy, but at least he got you thinking about it. Like, do you remember when he was talking about the gay frogs? And how they were doing experiments to try to make people gay through water?
No.
You remember that?
No.
All right, this was like, fuck, I think Obama was still president. So it has to be like 2015 maybe. Alex Jones fucking came out with he came across an article or some shit about how they were experimenting on making people gay. You know, if they could, you know, and putting it in the water. And what they were doing it with was frogs. You know, to see if they could pretty much, if you make a population gay, then within how many, you know, a good, 2-3 generations, that fucking state or town or whatever becomes stagnant. You know, no more. That's population control. You quit having babies, that's population control.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody thought he was nuts. Everybody thought he was nuts. They made fun of him on every radio station, almost every podcast. I mean, just, you know, and he kept saying, well, what happened? Maybe a year or two later, came out about the gay frogs and how they can turn people gay with some kind of whatever the fuck that they put in the water. Now, they didn't say they were doing it, but they said it was done.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Alex Jones is a nut job. What else was there? The Space Force. Alex Jones has been talking about Space Force forever. Forever. You know, Trump, I think, is gladly taking the credit for this shit. But I think he's just, you know, he's like, fuck it, people need to know about this. I mean, honestly, really? How many years did it take us to get the funding we get and the technology we got right now to get our military to where it's at? And Trump just had to fucking redo it. Years and years and years. And all of a sudden we got spaceships?
Mm-hmm.
How many years did these fucking astronauts have to be in the service and go through training and all this other bullshit? And now we got a Space Force.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we don't have any kind of light speed technology or anything fast enough. So, pretty much you're telling us we're putting like prop planes in there to, or the equivalent of an old school like Wilbur Wright airplane in the sky, while all these other nations are saying, yeah, we got this and we got this and we got this.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you just, you know, and I think that's another thing that all the fucking, like, the higher-ups in Washington don't like Trump about. Because he's letting it all loose. He was the one who let the fucking whole Kennedy thing loose. You know, when they let you know, who killed Kennedy and why and all that shit. You know, that was one of the biggest conspiracies of my grandma's time.
Mm-hmm.
And it can't, you know, it was all, and then all of a sudden, oh yeah, the vice president set it up, and it was this person, this person, this person. And they got swept right under the rug. Motherfucker, you know how many years? How many movies?
Yep.
And y'all just, you know, the vice president didn't like him. Didn't have nothing to do with the gays. Didn't have nothing to do with the Cubans. Didn't have nothing to do with the aliens. Didn't have nothing to do with the idiot, you know, who was running behind him and tripped with his gun. Didn't have nothing to do with that Mandela effect video of his wife shooting him in the face. Didn't have nothing to do with the man on the grassy knoll. None of it. None of it. Swept right under the rug.
Yep, done.
You know why? Because Trump brought it out. He said he was going to let everything out. Now, it was okay when Hillary said she was going to let out all those UFO files. Well, you dumb bitch, Snowden did it already with your fucking your hard drive, your emails. You know, that was something that killed me. Like, you know, of all the shit, like, people focused on, like, the Benghazi shit and stuff like that from the leaked files from Clinton's, you know, hard drive and shit. But nobody said nothing about the Epstein or pedophilia shit that her and Podesta was talking about. Or the alien shit that her and Podesta was talking about. Nobody. Not a fucking word. Not a fucking word. Like, somebody did just say, like, hey, okay, you didn't win, but bitch, you got some national security secrets. I think we have to peel back some fucking toenails until you tell us.
Yeah.
You know, this right here is the reason why we waterboard motherfuckers. What the fuck are you talking about right here? Right now. Right now. I mean, oh no, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. But I mean, even Reagan, you know, people should have known. In the Reagan era, we actually had something called the Star Wars program. That didn't, you know, didn't. And so, did you hear, like, remember, told you the guys didn't want to believe me, I told them to look it up. When the Asians were growing cotton on the dark side of the moon. You know how it got debunked, fact-checked or whatever? Because the cotton died. They grew it! That means there are people there. You know how long it takes for a cotton plant to grow?
No, I don't actually.
Yeah, just like any other motherfucking plant. Tomato plant costs you a couple months. Yeah, so they went up there in just some fucking pup tents. So the Asians got them a little base up on the moon, and it's the dark side of the moon, and fucking people just was like, no, the Asians ain't nothing. Just like the Asians ain't making another sun. The fuck? Why do you think Biden's so up their ass? You know, he wants a piece of that sun money. So I set the sun there.
Damn.
Just saying, man. Just don't
shit.
understand.
I don't think anybody does. Well, some people believe they understand, but I don't think anybody does.
Oh no. There was some other bullshit that. Oh, how about supposedly? I gotta still look into it some more. But the whole Black Lives Matter bullshit, people. Are you fucking idiots? And yes, I said it. You fucking idiots. Let's just make this clear. The reason why the Democrats in Congress are so mad about the Republicans' bill, stimulus bill, the money that he gave out or wants to give out, whatever the fuck, is because he wanted more of the money to go to you motherfuckers and not to all their bullshit like museums and horse shit like that. And we already had a big fuck show about that horse shit. You know, Trump wanted to cut the pork out of the goddamn bills, and the Democrats had a fucking fit and stopped it. But now these idiots are in front of Mitch McConnell's fucking house, literally chanting, "We want our $600." You petty bitches, you was gonna get paid. The fuck is wrong with you?
Yep.
Dude, I heard that shit. I'm like, this can't be fucking real. This can't be fucking real. So, I'm gonna touch on this subject and we're gonna hit another break. This hour went pretty quick.
Yeah.
So I happened to come across a few leaked body cams and police report shits We already talked about the Breonna Taylor thing. You know, I don't believe that the police officers should be fired. I don't believe the police officers were, you know, at fault or whatever. I honestly believe that boyfriend fucking used that poor girl as a goddamn shield. Just simple as that. That's, you know, that whole no-knock warrant thing is made to go in and swoop up on people. You know, because you knock at the door just like a nice little, you know, cop, and you already know that these are dangerous individuals. You giving whoever time to fucking flush shit. You give whoever time to fucking grab a gun. You know, whatever. You know, that was just, it ain't like they use that shit all the time. That was a tactic of SWAT. This wasn't just your local Opies from, you know, around the corner sheriff's office. This was the fucking SWAT team. They knew where they were going. They knew who they were after. They knew what they wanted to search. They knew whose car was parked outside. This was an operation, and they didn't want to kill that girl. I'm a firm believer they did not want to hurt that girl. But even the boyfriend said he shot first. So he incited these fucking bullets. And I'm sorry, don't give me this horse shit where if somebody comes through your door, you gonna shoot. Yeah, but you know what? You in the dope game, you better expect that door to get kicked in at some point in time.
Yep.
I mean, it's just simple as that. So, I mean, it's a damn shame that girl didn't need to die for the game. You know, I will never say, you know, that girl shouldn't have had to die for the game.
Yeah.
But I don't think that was the police officer's fault. Not at all. Not at all. Now, again, you know, they ain't all good. You know, like I said on the last show, you know, they're making it real hard. They're making it real fucking hard to be supportive.
Yeah.
That whole, there's another body cam video of the George Floyd thing. And that nigga was high as fuck before anything happened. The cops didn't throw him on the ground. Not at all. Not at all, dude. The cops were actually very nice to him. He asked to lay on the ground, dude. Like, he asked to be there. He was talking about he couldn't breathe before the cop even got him out the car. And there was 2 other people in the car. Did you know that?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember seeing, yeah. Yeah.
And they even was telling him to quit resisting. You know, the media, the way, from what the webcam showed and from what the media showed, like on the news, they edited and timed that girl's voice in a totally different spot. Like when Floyd was in that car, the girl was telling him, just get out the car, quit resisting, quit being an asshole, just get out the car, quit resisting. Now what the media showed was him on the ground, half dead, and you know, her screaming, just quit resisting, quit resisting. Big, you know, it changes your perspective there.
Yeah.
Big time. Not only that, but, I mean, you know, people want to push this whole toxicology thing about the second autopsy said that he died from, you know, the thing to the neck or whatever. Sorry, but that I believe that's bullshit. You know, especially that I seen how high that motherfucker was. Like, he was high. I mean, I thought he had Down syndrome for a quick minute. That's how high he was. And even the people in the car said it. You know, that fucker had enough fentanyl in him to kill a fucking elephant. He was saying, don't shoot me, they're gonna shoot me, before the cop even had a gun out or even had his hand near his gun. Any of that. And the girl was like, well, he got a gun pointed at, or he got shot back in the day, and now it kind of bothers him every time he sees a gun.
Mm.
Bitch, you like 8 foot tall! Big, muscular, looking like Debo, motherfucker! Really? Really?
Yep.
Really? Really? I don't. And the fact that he himself, wanted to lay down. You know, he wanted to go down on the ground. Nobody forced him. Nobody, nothing like that. You know, the knee went to the back of him when they were trying to cuff him because he wouldn't let them cuff him. And something else I didn't see. You know, they claim up and down nobody helped. None of the other cops came and helped. And no other cops. Nah, they from the body cam that I seen, they was all around him. They was, you know, they called the fucking ambulance ahead of time because they knew he was high up.
Mm-hmm.
And because, you know, his erratic breathing and all that shit. So, you know, that's body cam. What the fuck? I mean, you know, there was a little tussle there. What the hell was that? Oh, it's some background music.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a little tussle, you know, but it wasn't no major, I don't know. It wasn't no, like, they try to make, you know, his knee was on his neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. Count it, 8 minutes. No. I don't even know if that time is right now anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know, 'cause that seems like an awful long fucking time. For you know, it just how the video, like a 2-minute video, but he had his knee on his neck for 8 minutes. Has anybody even thought about that? Has anybody even thought about that? Each and every perspective on that video. The video was no longer than two, and you know what? Here's proof of it. I'm not sure about the iPhones, but Androids. Usually on certain apps, you like on the Facebook app or whatever, you could only put a video for so long. You know, it's like a 2 minute and so many seconds, or maybe even a 5 minute and so many seconds. You can only go so long. So somebody tell me, if these are fucking 3, 4, 5 minute videos, how the fuck his knee was on his neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds? And in the same video, he's getting yanked out of the car and put in an ambulance. All that shit happened within 10 minutes.
I don't know, man.
You know, and I'm supposed to be snorting this shit. This came out the wrong cow.
Yep.
Oh my God. It just,
Redunculous.
you know, it's just like that whole Jersey UFO thing. You know, I would go more towards, like not a UFO, US, like you know, experimental type, you know, shit that the US does, because there are 7 military air bases around there. So that could have been some kind of experimental craft off rip. And it was over water, so, you know, they could have been experimenting with whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that, to me, would make more sense than the Goodyear blimp being at least 500 more feet up in the air than it's supposed to be. And you know, that just, you know, or just being a UFO.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because, again, I'm a believer, but I'm a skeptic like a motherfucker, too. And come on. Now, what I did see, that was kind of, I'm trying to remember where the fuck it was at. Maybe Florida or the Bahamas or something. Like, these folks was just, and I think a kid, like, filmed it on his phone. Like, he was at some kind of beach resort or whatever. They was on the beach eating lunch or whatever. And just without noise, without anything, like, this fucking flying saucer kind of just rose up out the water. Like, it just, and it was like one of them, you know, that was another thing we talked about. It's fucking 2020. Why we keep getting these Bigfoot looking photographs of UFOs and shit? But this was crystal clear. Like, it came up out the water. Slowly fucking just... It wasn't more than maybe 30, 40 foot off the ground. So it was like right above your head.
Mm-hmm.
And it just kind of went along the coast for a little bit. And then zip, into the air. Gone. Like, people are just like, what the... Oh, what... You know, they... Because at first when it was coming up out the water, it looked like maybe a dolphin or a fucking... You know, a fucking whale, something popping up like that. And then the bitch just come up out the water. Yo, I don't know about all that one right there, man. Huh.
Yeah.
Alright, with that, you know, we're going to take another break.
All right.
And we'll be back to wrap this up at 11 o'clock.
Je grave les images des souvenirs beauté de paysages, enflamme mon destin, un verre d'autrefois, écrivaient les saisons, aussi mon grave voix, écrit ma chanson. This is Majestic.
Alright, we back. We gonna close this show out with a couple little somethings that's gonna probably piss off everybody. Really quick. I just happened to look through my Facebook just to see if there's any kind of new news or anything that might be interesting to talk about or whatever. I kind of like going on the fly with new shit. You know, what I did see was a sign, a meme, picture, whatever the fuck you want to call it. There was a black gentleman and his son standing next to each other. And the sign said, "Best believe if you kill my son, I'll air all this shit out."
Huh.
Why would that sign say, "I'm gonna raise my son not to do stupid shit so he doesn't have to get, you know, his chances of being killed are slim to none"? Ever think about that? Nobody wants to see their child killed. Nobody. But if you don't teach your kid to stay the fuck out of trouble and to respect authorities, you are asking for your child to have a target on them no matter what color he is. I know people don't want to hear that shit. You know, I don't know if Mr. Old Guy listening to, but he just posted something that kind of pissed me off. It was a picture that says Biden whatever, Biden Harris, and then 2020. But supposedly, and this looked fake as fuck, I'm not gonna lie. You know, who actually stands, like a whole city or just stood there and wrote, you know, like this was some kind of graduation fucking poster. Niggers go home, fuck you, and all this racist shit, you know. But like I said, it's written on there like it's a fucking a graduation poster. You know how you get them pictures and everybody signs, you know, congratulations. Just looks like that. And it's all different handwriting. So you're gonna tell me, A, you're gonna let one person in your front yard to write all this shit there. But say this was the middle of the night. The whole fucking town went to your yard, just your yard, and put this on your shit. I'm very disappointed in Mr. Old Guy for posting that horse shit right there. I'm very disappointed because there's no logic whatsoever in that post. At all. At all. So, yeah, I'm sure somebody gonna be mad at me when one of these next shows coming up.
I'm just agitating now, fuck it.
Now let's get over, let's get away from the violence, and let's talk peace. Let's talk some peace. For the first time in quite some time, I got to see today CNN, MSNBC, and all them other shit fucking stations. Congratulate and talk highly. And I knew motherfuckers' ears was burning. I knew cats was sick with it. Donald Trump signed his 2 peace deals today with Israel and the UAE. Countries that have been warring for fucking decades. Decades. Like, dare I say millennia. Donald Trump brokered a deal and got, ain't all of them. There's still a couple of them little assholes here and there. But now with the rest of them banded together, they can take care of them last little couple of fucking, dickheads that are floating around. Because I guess there's the Palestinians are still being dicks. They're trying to aim rockets. Well, look, man, you guys are outnumbered now. All the same people that got together under one little camp cut, whatever the fuck you want to call it. You just either join or go to India or something. Because you guys lost. You guys lost. You guys know how you treat your own people, so you might as well just go with the majority. Simple as that, because they ain't gonna be treating you no fucking better. But what really chaps everybody's ass is not only is Donald Trump nominated for 1 Nobel Peace Prize, Donald Trump has been nominated for 2 Nobel Peace Prizes. Do you remember a couple years ago? Donald Trump's gonna get us into a nuclear war with fucking North Korea. Do you remember? Donald Trump is having us turn our backs on the people in the Middle East on the border, and we're running away from our enemies. We don't care. Nobody remembers that shit?
Nope.
Nobody remembers Donald Trump. No, wait a minute. We even go before Trump. Nobody remembers telling everybody from Bush on, Bush Senior on, to bring our kids home, to bring the troops home. Nobody remembers that shit. Nobody remembers all them yellow ribbons that used to be all over the trees.
Yep.
Nobody remembers any of that. Not at all. Trump bringing them home. Nope. Nobody remembers the trail of filth that was brought in by the caravans that Trump stopped. Nobody remembers the... You know what I fucking had that cocksucker Biden had the nerve to say in one of his press conferences, one of his interviews? Yeah. That Donald Trump is putting kids in cages and stealing families away at the border. First of all, that's some old shit that was already debunked. But you son of a bitch, like I seen somebody trying to argue the point, well, Donald Trump didn't have to keep using it or keep it going. That's how you deflected that shit. That's how you answered it. Your almighty beehole and Biden fucking made all this horse shit, but because the next guy is using what he made, he's a piece of shit. Okay. Okay. What the fuck? And now how come if the president farts the wrong way, he's colluding with some foreign agent or whatever, but Kamala Harris, here's the headline on Yahoo right now. Kamala Harris wore Timberlands. The internet responded.
What? Well, that seems useful.
Oh, look at this shit. We was talking about Russia earlier. Oh, look at this. Oh, yeah. Yeah, see, this is how Yahoo News works. The big headline on top is, of course, talking shit about the president. Chris Rock, who I do, like as a comedian, talking shit. The president's a landlord. No one has less compassion. Yeah, dude, really. Yeah, I guess he discussed. He had some kind of interview, and he discussed everything from the president to the racial reckoning. That's what we're calling it now. The racial reckoning.
Okay.
The racial reckoning. Hell, what y'all making is a bunch of racists. I'm telling you, that's the only thing you doing is you making a bunch of fucking racists. And you making the worst kind. They're the fresh, ignorant kind. At least back in the day, racism had roots. That shit had roots. That was some deep-seated shit. This is, Mommy, why is that black guy tearing down our town? We don't know, honey. You gonna think that kid ain't gonna grow up to hate black folks? Mommy, why is that police officer beating up on that black guy? Oh, that kid ain't gonna grow up to hate cops?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all ain't teaching the fucking kid. You just gonna let that shit slide. And we ain't gonna have a fucking nation of real deal racists?
Right.
And this ain't the old, the old racism that we've tried years and years and years to get rid of. This is some new hateful fucking hang a motherfucker type racist. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
So anyways, under here, we got under world news. This is Yahoo News UK. Russia sells 100 million doses of controversial coronavirus vaccine to India. It's called Sputnik V. Told you, the Russians, they ain't giving two fucks about us. They're tired of being scapegoats. They're tired, this ain't Rocky IV no more. Ivan Drago is a washed up drug addict of a fucking actor who only pops up on Stallone movies here and there. And his old lady fucking bailed on him for Flavor Flav. The Russians out there doing what they supposed to be doing, and telling you, man, I want to see Bladder, especially now Adam Schiff is starting this shit again. Dude, that offer still stands. I was sucking dick to watch Vladimir Putin smack the fuck out of Adam Schiff. Smack him right in the mouth. Just ha! Just one of them KGB chops, like ha! Always crazy his ass. Oh my god, I could just imagine it. I could just, at one of them G20 summits or some shit like that, him just being the cocksucker that he is, in the corner fucking running his mouth to the media, and Putin just walk up, all calm and in his suit like he always does, and, all make sure he's all pressed and shit, and just, PAH! Right in the fucking mouth!
That would be some shit.
Oh my God. And what we gonna do? CIA ain't gonna do shit. There ain't no Secret Service for Adam Schiff.
Yep.
You might have a bodyguard or two around you, but even them, they gonna be like, that's the fucking KGB, man. Are you out of your fucking mind? That is Vladimir Putin. Really? Here's my badge.
Yeah.
This miserable fucking $20 an hour ain't worth getting shot by some fucking Russian. They make people fucking end up in another country dead on a fucking bench. Yeah. Just recently, Putin, and don't think I don't know. It's common sense that Putin didn't have something to do with this shit. But there was a dude out there, some kind of media dude in Russia, who was constantly talking shit about Putin, constantly talking shit. And then magically, he was poisoned.
I don't think that was magically, but alright.
Didn't kill him though. Just let him know. Just let him know. He was out of commission for like 2 weeks. He ain't saying nothing no more. I bet you got that point across real well. Because while he was all sick in that hospital bed, I'm sure he got a visit or 3 or 4. Yeah. They take care of shit a totally different way over there.
Mm-hmm.
It's effective.
You think that shit works?
Oh my God. And this is a new thing now. Donald Trump lied to everybody, and he doesn't feel like he should be held accountable for lying about the coronavirus. Meaning that he knew 10 days before he told anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Which was 20 days less than Obama did when he let people know about the H1N1. And when finally, it came out, Trump didn't lie about it. He was like, yeah, I kind of downplayed it a little bit. I'm not supposed to cause a panic. I'm the president.
Right.
But Trump lied about the pandemic, and he's still still saying he's not accountable. Okay, because he fucked the monkey that made the fucking virus, right?
Get all up in it.
Oh my God. Do these fucking assholes do anything but try to smudge in the fucking headlines? Michelle Obama's brother, Craig, recalls a terrifying time police accused him of stealing his own bike. Oh, they did that up in that ritzy neighborhood y'all grew up in? Don't act like we don't know, the background of the Obamas. Really? Really? Yeah. Because you didn't live in no upper class neighborhood, and your whole police people didn't know you or your friends. Yeah. Shut the fuck up! God, I hate them people, man. Oh my God. And what really drives me nuts now, what the Obama worshippers fucking do now? They switch it up on you quick. They're like, we just don't like Trump because his followers treat him like he's a demigod, and he's this and he can do no wrong. Wait a minute, no. That's what the fuck you guys do with Obama. Obama has been proven to treat, especially the black folks of America, like shit. And you guys worship him like his balls were made of Jesus' fucking blood. They're fucking voting. These people are voting for the same fucking people who they're blaming the other people for. Trump put people in jail. Trump this and that. No, that was Biden and Kamala Harris. Trump is putting people in cages. No, that was Biden and Obama. Trump's a racist. No, Biden was yelling nigger. Or Trump or they did prison. No, the prison reform was bad. Trump did prison reform. Biden said, let's build a school so these people don't rape my grandmother and my mother and my daughter. He said that shit in Congress. He didn't give a fuck about the urban kids going to school. He just wanted a school to get them off the streets. He said it!
Mm-hmm.
And they passed that motherfucking bill.
Shit.
I mean, it's wild shit. Oh, fuck. I don't know what Kanye got going on. Alright, so the headline in Yahoo Celebrity is Kanye West seemingly urinates on Grammy Award in a rant calling the music industry modern day slavery.
Oh wait.
Did he piss on a Grammy?
I don't know.
I will have so much more respect for him if he pissed on a Grammy.
Yeah, but he's also saying fuck the industry that made him millions, and now he's saying fuck it.
You think them kids that are all happy to be sucking Rick Ross's dick ain't gonna get tired of that dick being in their mouth?
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
I don't know.
I mean, Kanye always spoke out about, you know, some weird shit's been going on in the industry. And Greg just happened to bail out. So it says if you have this card, you're rich. This baseball card looks real familiar.
Oh shit.
It's an old Pirates card. It looks like a Topps. We're going to see what card they're talking about. I just happened to come up on. This is Yahoo News right now. You know, yeah, we know about the Babe Ruth. I have a reprint of that. We knew that was worth money way back in the day. Oh no, we're not doing a slideshow. It's clickbait. God damn it.
Gotta love it.
Fucking Yahoo. Biden calmly explains why he can't implement a mask mandate despite Trump's complaint. Dude, this is all so let me suck Biden's balls. This is sickening. So, we're going to end this off with what we were talking about earlier. We're talking about the whole boat where people were pretty much melded into the metal.
Yeah.
It was called the Philadelphia experiment.
Okay.
Now, what they were trying to do, they weren't trying to time travel or anything like that. They were just trying to find a new cloaking device. They wanted to try to make the boat invisible. And just like we said earlier, something went wrong. It was like The Fly. And then people became part of the boat. Let me find my glasses here. We're going to read you some of this here about it. It's actually a truly odd story. I mean, especially to know that it was true. A lot of people are saying that it's a conspiracy theory, but before the internet was out, this was all documented as real deal shit. But now, you know, we're in the era of conspiracy shit, and now can't believe anything now. So, it says the truth behind World War II's creepy Philadelphia experiment. We're going to read this one. And this was made on May 2020. See, I already don't really give too much validity to it there because I would have liked to have found an old article, but who cares? The Philadelphia experiment is one of the most grotesque military urban legends ever. See, they're calling it an urban legend.
Oh.
They're changing. I can't stand when they change history, dude. Military urban legends ever, and it has endured as an infamous World War II conspiracy theory. But is there any truth to it? Let's take a look. According to legend, on October 28, 1943, the USS Eldridge, a cannon-class destroyer escort, was conducting top-secret experiments designed to win command of the oceans against the Axis powers. The rumor was that the government was creating technology that would render the naval ships invisible to enemy radar. So they weren't even trying to make the ship invisible. They just wanted it to be invisible to radar. You know, we got that shit now with the fucking the stealth bombers. You know, it only took some porcelain. Some porcelain and titanium.
Mm.
Alright.
Shit.
So where we at? And there in the Philadelphia Naval Shipyard, it was time to test it out. Witnesses claim an eerie green-blue glow surrounded the hull of the ship as her generators spun up, and then suddenly the Eldridge disappeared. The ship was then seen in Norfolk Naval Shipyard in Virginia before disappearing again and reappearing back in Philadelphia. Now, we're going to stop right there. First, this started off with that this is a urban legend. Then it started going off with then it said it went from urban legend to a legend and conspiracy theory. So if this is urban legend and conspiracy theory, how the fuck were you talking to witnesses? Huh? I did read that right. The witnesses claim an eerie green-blue glow. Who were the witnesses? This is urban legend. Who were the fucking witnesses? Alright, so was that like fucking like Jason, Freddy Krueger?
Yeah.
Alright, and then it goes back to legend states that classified military documents reported that the Eldridge crew were affected by the events in disturbing ways. Some went insane, others developed mysterious illnesses, but others still were said to have been fused together with the ship, still alive, but with limbs sealed to the metal. I wonder if they were able to wiggle their fingers. Or, like what was it on
I think,
Kill Bill? Wiggle your big toe.
Yeah.
Wiggle your big toe.
But, I don't know, they said limbs welded, so I'd imagine the whole thing, the only thing that would be free would be, like, torso and head.
That'd be fucked up if you were a face and a dick.
Yeah.
You'd be like, hey! Back that ass up over here, bitch! Alright, so, that'll give you nightmares. That's some Event Horizon shit there. Which is actually a convincing reason why the Eldridge story gained so much momentum. In 1994, an article for the Journal of Scientific Exploration, Jacques F. Vallée theorized that the deep-seated imagery is key to planting a hoax into the minds of the masses and of educated public. But before we break down what really happened that day, let's talk about the man behind the myth. Carl M. Allen, who would go by the pseudonym Carlos Miguel Allende in 1956. Allende sent a series of letters to Morris K. Jessup, author of the book The Case for the UFO, in which he argued that unidentified flying objects merit further study. Jessup apparently included text about unified field theory because this is what Allende latched onto for his correspondence. In the 1950s, unified field theory, which has never been proven, attempted to merge Einstein's general theory of relativity with electromagnetism. In fact, Allende claimed to have been taught by Einstein himself and could prove that unified field theory based on events he witnessed on October 28, 1943. Allende claimed that he saw the Eldridge disappear from the Philadelphia shipyard, and he further insisted that the United States military had conducted what he called the Philadelphia experiment and was trying to cover it up. Jessup was then contacted by the Navy's Office of Naval Research, who had received a package containing Jessup's book with annotations claiming that extraterrestrial technology allowed the U.S. government to make breakthroughs in unified field theory. This is one of the weirdest details. The annotations were designed to look like they were written by 3 different authors who may be extraterrestrial. According to Valley's article for the Journal of Scientific Exploration, Jessup became obsessed with Allende's revelations, and the disturbed researcher would take his own life in '59. It wasn't until 1980 that proof of Allende's forgery would be made available. Inexplicably, 2 ONR officers had 127 copies of the annotated text printed and privately distributed by the military contractor Barrow Manufacturing, giving wings to Allende's story long after Jessup's death. So what really happened aboard the USS Eldridge that day? According to Edward Dudgeon, who served in the U.S. Navy aboard the USS Ingstrom, which was dry docked in the Philadelphia Naval Yard, while the Eldridge was there, both ships did have classified devices on board. They were neither invisibility cloaks nor teleportation devices. Designed by aliens, but instead they scrambled the magnetic signatures of ships using the degaussing technique, which provided protection from magnetic torpedoes aboard U-boats. How does stuff work? Suggested that the green glow reported by the witnesses that day could be explained by electric storm or St. Elmo's fire, which, oh, here we go. Here we go. This is, now this makes me think that there was something shady going on. When they start, first of all, an electric storm. Lightning storm? Turn a boat fucking green glowing. Really? Really? Come on, man! You had me. You know, I could imagine the whole electromagnetic, degaussing thing, throwing off the torpedoes, guys. I could get that. I could understand that. You know, and it was classified. I get that. But now it's St. Elmo's fire. That's what they called fucking the Foo Fighters back in World War II. That the bombers didn't know what the fuck they were. The spaceships that were in the air. You know, the Germans thought it was us. We thought it was the Germans. The Russians thought it was everybody. Oh my goodness. Wow, they had me. They had me there for a minute. Now I don't even want to read the rest of this. Alright. Electric Storm or St. Elmo's Fire, which in addition to being an American coming-of-age film starring the Brat Pack, is a weather phenomenon in which plasma is created in a strong electric field, giving off a bright glow almost like fire. Nobody said they saw fire. I ain't never saw green fire except on a fucking sparkler.
I have, and that was when telephone wires got broke and a telephone pole fell.
Well, yeah, there's some fucking, there's chemicals in there. You're burning plastic. You know, so lightning bolts and magic plasma turn this boat fucking glowy. See, this was more believable my way. Mm-hmm. You know, the way I've heard it. You know, they were doing experiments. They tried to fucking, make the cloaking device. They fucked up.
Yeah.
Now you're talking about, no, it was in the shipyard and it was docked next to this boat and they both had classified stuff on it, but it wasn't to make them disappear. It was magnets, and it was storming that day with lightning bolts hitting the water, and St. Elmo brought some fire, and we all got high and saw lights in the sky.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Alright, so, finally, inland canals connected to Norfolk, Philadelphia, allowing the ship to travel between the two in a few hours. The USS Eldridge would be transferred to Greece in 1951 and sold for scrap in the 1990s, but Allende's hoax would live on as an effing nightmare forever. I think this article was a big bunch of fucking misinformation right there. And that comes from military.com. That right there.
Yeah, it kind of don't sound right.
No. That went from technical and believable as fuck to bullshit. What the... Okay, so, since that ended up a little bit early, we got Epstein's... Now look, man, this is what really pisses me off. This is how you know that there's some fucking shady shit going on. Epstein had a whole circle. I mean, he had people, they're not only... He was a businessman. His business was kids, but he was a businessman. He had buildings. He had islands. He had shit he had to take care of. There was payroll. There was board of directors. There was all kind of shit. He had companies. Epstein's former chef is cooperating with the feds. Who gives a fuck what the chef says?
Witnesses are witnesses, man. Just saying.
I want Epstein's doctor. How many STDs did he get? If he got some weird African disease that you only get from fucking a 12-year-old fucking Somali kid, I don't want to know that him and this kid had milkshakes before he took him in the back, and Lord knows what happened. We can just speculate. He always made the kids Tutti Frutti milkshakes.
With the Fruit Loops.
I don't know what he did afterward. I just made the shakes and walked away. And I heard a lot of screaming. But it could have been from brain freeze.
Could have been.
Ah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Who the fuck is Cat Dealey?
Who?
Cat Dealey? Oh, somebody that, I guess their family got caught up in some mall shooting.
Well, shit.
That sucks.
Yeah?
Let's see. City of Portland slaps federal government with a fine over fence around Mark O. Hatfield courthouse.
What?
You want me to suck another cock? I want to see Donald Trump smack the fucking mayor of Portland right in the fucking mouth.
Wow.
Oh my God! Him and that Beetlejuice looking bitch from Michigan.
Yeah. Yeah. I seen a meme with that shit in it. That was funny.
So they're, because Trump said fucking sent out the National Guard for the federal courthouse down in Portland, which he has all rights. You know, the fucking mayor he can't say dick to that shit. That's federal shit. So I guess they put a fence around it to protect it. Portland is fucking hitting the government with a fine. Bitch, he already said he ain't giving you no money. You know? See, that's the way things work. You know, I don't know where these fucking mayors, even some of these governors, think that they got that much fucking juice. You know, Trump just letting you go because he got real shit he taking care of. And you see what happens when you let the kids fucking watch the house while you doing business. You got most of the kids being cool, but you got a handful of the kids out there fucking up, acting like they deserve something that they don't. And I knew this was going to happen. I told y'all. They're going to destroy all these cities and then piss them on when Trump say, no, we ain't giving you money to fix this shit. You let it happen. If you would have let us stop this shit in time, maybe we'd have helped out. But no, go fuck yourself. And this goes back to the beginning, and we'll wrap it up with this right here. The fires and the fucking hurricanes. That is instant karma, motherfucker. You better be praying that fucking fence is there for your ass to hold on to when that water comes rushing through your goddamn street.
Ah, damn.
You dumb fucks better be trying to figure out how to funnel all that water to all that fire down the road. This goes back to a couple years ago. I still don't get it. You know, they're trying to blame global warming for it. How does California catch on fire every year? You know how? Trump brought that shit up before in his campaign thing. The forest industry. You know, everybody had a fit. Trump took away from California's forest because they weren't doing their job. There was thousands and thousands of trees laying all over the ground. Nobody was allowed to clean it up because that's government land. Trump said clean it up. They said no, it's environmental, this and that.
Gone.
You know, I remember fucking Jack sending me video. He was driving out of Cali while it was burning.
Yep.
It was like some apocalyptic type shit.
Yep. Yeah, I got his brother on my Facebook, and he got pictures and shit too. Crazy shit.
But, you know, it's all Trump's fault.
Yeah.
I just don't understand how something that close to the motherfucking ocean catches on fire so much. Could catch on fire, period. I don't even understand how there's a desert right after that state. All these years. All these fucking years. California was one of the richest states, if not the richest state in America. You could make some pipes going from that water over to your people over here. You can't make no pipes going and irrigate some of this land. Y'all got all this fucking homeless.
Well,
you can't make this land livable over here, motherfucker.
Even so, dude, the salt water ain't gonna.
Dude, the filtration over all these years, we can't develop. We can make a fucking windmill that goes and sits fucking 10 miles out in the ocean to bring electricity in for one house.
Yeah.
but we can't fucking put a pipe with a goddamn Brita on the end of it and send it to Arizona?
Yeah.
Brita figured that shit out fucking 20 years ago. With that, y'all, we gonna call that shit a night.
Yeah.
I got the munchies now. It's time to go. Y'all be safe. Keep away from the Rona. Remember to go vote. Don't vote Democrat. I'd rather you vote for Jim Jorgensen or Joan Johnson or whoever the fuck Jared's libertarian people is. Because, yeah, you know, vote for Biden is a vote for fucking Kamala Harris if Nancy Pelosi don't become president first. I'm out.
Good night.